Good morning. It's Sunday, May 3rd. I got up. Nice, slow, relaxed. Got to kind of laze around. Which is good because I was up a little late last night. But just been kind of chilling. The session video probably has about another 10-15 minutes, and that'll be it. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on my thoughts about, okay, am I gonna try? I don't know. Maybe next weekend, maybe the following. See if we can finish the game, and even if we do, I'm thinking probably that won't be like, oh, we're back to gaming regularly. It would be we're taking a risk to finish this up, and then gonna wait a bit longer before getting back into things. But also with all of that thought, I am also thinking along the lines of when I do get back to recording, like possibly trying to have things improved. I mean, I will probably still use this same computer setup, even if I have everything in and built for the new computer, to record the final 2 sessions. Just because it's like, why change it at that point? Why deal with new stuff then? But, definitely thinking like, okay, especially with better hardware, is there a way maybe I could aim to improve some of the recording stuff? Things like possibly trying to get software that will record multiple webcam angles and put them all together. I don't know. But that's kind of what I've been looking into this morning. As it is, it's, I guess, just about time for church. Alright, got some food and he's just getting started. Time for church. So the message today was on a lot of how upside down the kingdom of God is, and how sometimes it's like things feel like they're going terrible, but God manages to turn them around, use them for his purposes, for better things. Now, continuing some of the stuff I'd been sort of looking into before, I installed OBS, Open Broadcast Studio, or software or something, which I usually think of as streaming, and I don't plan to be streaming. But I mean, it should also just let from what I read, just that you record to it. And this probably looks very weird. And obviously, like, I'm not going through too much effort in setting it up because I don't plan to run it on this computer. I plan to make the change after the new computer. However, what this tells me here, and this is all from one webcam, because I currently just have one, but the theory would be to add additional. The thing this tells me here is I can run a whole bunch and move them around, and I could put like a lower thirds graphic here, or whatever's needed. This over here tells me that depending on where I want it, I can have a camera, say, between Austin and Ryan, right here, pointing at Nick and Bob. And I could cut it in the middle, or crop each side and duplicate it. And then with that one webcam, I could put one of them on one side and one of them on the other side. The same thing going the other way. Another camera facing forward towards me, and theoretically, another camera facing down towards the table. Like, currently I have me set up as a very big spot right there, but I don't have to. Now, this is a concept, an idea that will have to evolve over time, but that I can start working towards, start advancing. For example, when I redid the shelves, I got rid of the spot where I kept a laptop right there. But I mean, I still have extra space. I could easily add something back. And this computer as of yet unnamed computer. Supports up to 4 monitors, 4 displays at a time. Which I kind of did deliberately. Like I, for what I do normally with it, editing, I only need 2, and I know that. But, you know, my brain is like, well, it might not be bad to maybe be able to use the TV as one. And if I end up doing this, if I do things this way, I mean, technically, I don't know, could I do better footage with the current camera and just crop around the fact that it doesn't export a clean video? Maybe. And with a new camera that does export clean video, would I need to get an external box to record to, or would I want to run it into the computer and record it onto the computer? I'm thinking, maybe. Now, obviously, that would require cabling and stuff, so that's stuff that as things move forward. But that would allow me to have some, you know, better than webcam quality images put on there. And then I could export that. If I put that whole thing to the TV, then I can kind of see it over there. Or I could run a cable all the way around the room, and I could put a 4th monitor right next to me if I need to. But I think the TV would work for what I would do. So instead of having the little camera go to it, it would just be this would export to it, and I'd be looking at it there. And with that, perhaps I could all the way over run, say, mouse and keyboard. Or even just Stream Deck, get one of those Stream Decks, and I could have multiple scenes where, say, I have press of a button and I could control from over there, you know, now we're using a battle mat, now we're not. And if I do that, I could greatly minimize my editing time. I could make the lower thirds as just still ping graphics with transparency to put on there. I could tell it to shift in it. Say I have like one of those stream boxes that just has those controls. I could have different buttons set up. Let's say we're focusing on Austin's character for a while. It's gonna be his information. Instead of it just being every 2.5 minutes or whatever I have it set as, it changes from one person to the next, so you kind of, you get the, you know, it just flows through them. I can have it where I press his name when he's the focus, and so you have his stats while he's the focus. And then when Ryan's doing stuff, I switch it over to him. There are options, and I don't know if this is ever going to come in to be anything. But I'm going to start thinking about it more. Because this would be cool. I mean, currently my game is just ran with like a camera pointing down the table. And it works. But it could be better. I'd like to make it better. This might be a way to do that. And I've spent a few more hours just looking at things and options. Assuming that I do decide to go this route, how I might do things. It could drastically reduce editing. It could make... I mean, it could remove editing. It could make editing something that I'm doing with buttons as I'm filming. That'd save time. yeah. Now, most of this is not something I can really even think of right now. For example, well, obviously I can think of it. Can't think of actually doing right now. I mean, for example, like some of like the webcams I would need to do it. Well, they're just not available because so many people had to buy so many webcams because of the pandemic and working from home and having to do all that. That the quality ones are just out of stock, and they're like maybe next month, maybe the following. Because they're on back order, if you think. I mean, it's like... So I can't do that. But I mean, looking into that. Looking into possibly getting... as I currently have things set up, when I video game, I have a little box, an Elgato box, that takes my video game into the computer. I could. They have those boxes. They actually have like built-in cards that can go in the computer, and I believe I have the PCI slot that would be needed for one of those available. Could get one of those. And yeah, I mean, if I wanted to do the same thing as that box, I would make the box redundant. Or I could use it for a camera. So far, my thought was to get like an external recorder that would hook into the camera so I could record it externally so that it didn't have like a time limit, it didn't overheat. Well, this would do that, but also keep me from having to move it to the computer. It would already be there. Possibly let me already have it set up before it's in there so it's already being put in. And it would also give me a little more option with the camera that I would buy. And while the camera that I was planning to buy, that I had to spend the money to get the computer, was nice, it would allow me, if I aim for something like that, to possibly save $500 to $800 off of a camera, making it much quicker to save up to be able to replace the camera and actually be a higher quality camera, limiting what I was using it for. It's not like a normal DSLR, but I mean, it could go up to 4K with what I'm looking at, and so that's future-proofing that for a bit. Because, again, I've been doing 720, thinking maybe with all this I might upgrade to 1080. I don't know. It's a lot to think about, and I'm not buying anything else until the computer is built. But I'm thinking about it. Because like I said, this is all stuff that's going to be things that would have to be moving, be put through moving forward. I might be able to actually both make things nicer and make things less work for me. Crazy concept, eh? Now, it is 1:37 in the afternoon. I made a few pizza rolls to have while sitting around for church. But time to make some real food, and I think I'm gonna shred up meat from the chicken and make my buffalo chicken dip. Now, having looked at the clock before and after finishing shredding the chicken, it took an hour. Now, this is more. This is higher up in the dish. Usually it's like 2 cups of chicken. I did 3, because that was just a bigger rotisserie chicken, and I just increased everything other than the cream cheese in the recipe by half over again as well. I figured that will still be good. That'll work, and that way I have a little bit more buffalo dip. It's good. And whatever chips. So lunch is served, which I'm glad for, because it's now 3:30 and I'm hungry. I've not really been. I mean, I've done research, but I've not really been productive at doing anything, editing anything. Hopefully, after eating, I'll feel a bit better and do a better job of that. And where has the day gotten to? I took some time and I edited a couple vlogs to catch up on the editing part at least. Talked to Mom a little bit. Went over some of the stuff I'd been researching. And as I talked to someone else about it, I'm a little bit excited for the possibility of both being able to combine making things look nicer and making them less work for me. I'm excited for that. I really hope it works out. Put some good research in today, and I think it should, assuming things become available after this whole pandemic. But it's getting late. I'm just heat up some more of the buffalo chicken dip for dinner, because, I mean, it's good. It works. And I'll be getting to bed here soon. I do have to work in the morning. I wasn't able to get off work tomorrow. I think I was able to get off on Wednesday. So I should still be able to have a 4-day work week, or who knows, maybe if something works out and I get less. But for tomorrow I'll have to work, so I'll have some dinner and head to bed. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.